Could XRP one day surpass Bitcoin? It's a big question, and honestly, XRP is sitting in a pretty powerful position right now. And when I say crucial, I don't mean it's in trouble. Quite the opposite. XRP is now in a spot that many other altcoins could only dream of. It's becoming the go-to asset for serious players in the financial world, especially through growing institutional DeFi initiatives. That's a massive deal. On top of that, tokenization on the XRP ledger is gaining serious momentum. Ripple is actively promoting tokenization projects, and it's starting to show real progress. And here's something else. Ripple reportedly has over 1,700 non-disclosure agreements in place to explore blockchain-based payment systems and tech partnerships. That brings the focus right back to XRP and the XRPL, the infrastructure that makes all this possible. Another key strength. XRP already has regulatory clarity. In a space where many cryptos are still dealing with legal uncertainty, that's a major advantage. And adoption, it's only growing. Ripple's recent acquisition of Hidden Road and developments around RLUSD show how XRP continues to build serious financial infrastructure under the radar. All of this points to XRP being in a prime position to lead the pack as regulatory frameworks for crypto begin to take shape. The clearer the rules get, the more assets like XRP are likely to benefit. Let's bring in a stat from Smokedog that really puts things into perspective. XRP only needs to grow by about 20 times its current price to match Bitcoin's market cap. That insight is backed by Wisdom Tree, a respected financial firm. Of course, a 20x jump isn't something that happens overnight, it's a steep climb. But it does paint a picture of how big the opportunity really is. To truly rival Bitcoin's $1.9 trillion valuation, XRP would need more than just hype, it would need major changes across the board. The biggest piece of that puzzle, widespread adoption. That means people using XRP for real-world payments, cross-border remittances, and other financial applications at scale. So while Bitcoin currently holds the crown, XRP isn't just watching from the sidelines. It's building, expanding, and positioning itself as a serious contender in the next phase of the crypto evolution. When it comes to XRP's future, regulatory clarity is a game changer. Clear, supportive policies could open the floodgates for institutional investors who've been sitting on the sidelines. Beyond that, XRP's ecosystem continues to grow. New partnerships and innovations are steadily pushing its utility beyond just cross-border payments. And let's not forget market sentiment. As interest starts shifting away from Bitcoin toward altcoins, especially during alt season, XRP is well positioned to benefit from that momentum. Speaking of alt season, I genuinely believe XRP could get its own boost even before it officially kicks off. Regulatory clarity for XRP is likely just around the corner, and while full-scale adoption may still take some time, the network itself is expanding rapidly. I probably don't even need to tell you that you've seen the recent announcements and developments from Ripple over the past few weeks. Those updates speak volumes about where XRP is heading. Now let's add another voice to the mix. Digital Asset Investor recently shared something that really aligns with this perspective. He pointed out that Bitcoin has held a kind of regulatory monopoly for a while, but that could be changing. For the first time, we're moving toward a utility-driven crypto market, and in that kind of environment, Bitcoin's dominance could fade faster than people expect. It's happened before. Just look back at 2021, when Bitcoin's market share plunged from over 70% to around 40% in just 4 to 6 weeks. That shift didn't take long at all. Even today, we're in a moment where things could flip overnight. Altcoins have the potential to take center stage fast, and XRP is one of the few with the structure and support to do it. All it would take is one massive announcement, something like a regulatory green light or a major partnership, and XRP could surge not only in price but in dominance, potentially challenging Bitcoin directly. Earlier this year, back in January, I made a bold prediction, and it's looking more realistic by the day. I said, if you think Bitcoin maxes are upset now, just wait. Here's what I laid out. Imagine XRP ETFs getting approved and hitting the market. Picture XRP overtaking Ethereum again. Envision major banks adopting Ripple's custody tech for real-world applications like tokenization, especially now that SAP 121 has been repealed. And we've already seen the OCC, Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, give the green light to crypto. All of this points to one thing: XRP is no longer the underdog, it's becoming a frontrunner in the next phase of digital finance. Crypto has come a long way, and now even the FDIC and the Federal Reserve have given their approval. That's a major shift in tone from just a few years ago. On top of that, US banks have openly stated that they're preparing to use XRP. This paves the way for XRP to not only rise in value but potentially challenge Bitcoin's dominance. As utility becomes the real measure of worth in the crypto world, Bitcoin's reputation as a store of value starts to look shaky, especially given its extreme volatility. While Bitcoin maximalists keep repeating the same tired arguments, the space has clearly evolved. Utility is now front and center, and that's where XRP thrives. You don't have to look far to see how much this industry has changed. The fear, the backlash, the constant criticism, it all points to one simple truth: something big is happening. You can feel the shift. And yes, I still stand by it. This is 100% real. Once XRP ETFs get the green light, it changes everything. I believe XRP will surpass Ethereum. We'll see banks jumping in, one after another, and major announcements coming from institutions we've only speculated about until now. As all this lines up, XRP could not only rally hard, it might even go head-to-head with Bitcoin in a way we haven't seen before. If that happens, we're in for a wild ride. It's going to be one of those moments when everything clicks, and XRP becomes the center of attention. As for the timeline, there's no official countdown, but one thing is clear: Ripple insiders like Monica Long have already confirmed that institutions are moving in. According to her, Ripple is working with custody banking partners not only for tokenization of real-world assets, but also for helping them build their go-to-market strategies. Monica explains that these banks aren't just experimenting, they're serious about it. They want Ripple to be their partner in navigating this new digital world. And right now, the biggest area of interest is tokenizing real-world assets. That's where the action is. She highlights that payments remain the foundation of every financial service happening on-chain. Whether it's trading, buying, or moving assets, you need that payment infrastructure to create liquidity and to handle settlements across accounts. Ripple has already built that foundation, and now it's being used in ways that go far beyond basic payments. It's clear the building blocks Ripple laid in payments are now powering a whole new range of use cases, and banks are ready to scale with it. Honestly, this has been one of the biggest developments I've been tracking, and it's starting to get real. We're finally seeing a major uptick in institutional interest around Ripple, especially in areas like digital asset custody and payment infrastructure. But it doesn't stop there. All of these movements are feeding into a much larger trend: tokenization. And no, it's not just happening on Ethereum. The XRP ledger is becoming a major hub for this shift, and Ripple is leading the charge. Ripple is fully committed to building tokenization solutions directly on the XRP ledger, and this ties back